Yo, yo, what's up, my fellow baseball fans? Welcome to the Tuesday edition here of the Payoff Pitch. I'm, of course, Jason. He's, of course, the Hockey Squirrel. And we're brought to you every single day by BetUS. There's a fantastic link down in this video description. You can hop over to BetUS, get a fantastic sign-up bonus, and take all their money tonight when we have ourselves a good night. Hope Squirrel's doing good. What's going on in first inning? We call it quick hits. Let's get your opening thoughts. What's up?
Hey, I'm in a hotel. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. I'm just in a I'm in a different spot. I'm always moving. I'm always moving and shaking, dude. So yeah, we're outside the bedroom today doing the payoff pitch here. So, dude, I have been just going. I made it basically 2 full days on like 4 hours of sleep, and I slept and slept and slept, and so. I will be upfront and honest with you. I'm just a tad behind here today, but it has not been wasted time at all. Getting a lot done over at Hockey Squirrel. As you know, I'm giving away all of my MLB stuff completely for free if you join the Hockey Squirrel Facebook group. I'm doing all the stuff on TikTok, the Twitter, the YouTube, all of the platforms I can think of to give all my stuff away until hockey season in September, and specifically September 15th or 16th, I think, is when preseason starts there. So there will be a lot of great stuff to come.
All right, look forward to getting over to hockeysquirrel.com and checking that out. My opening thoughts are, first of all, good morning to everybody out there. Hope you're having a good start. We got that comment section open. Let us know what some of your bets and leans are today, and we'll gladly talk through them throughout the course of the show. Then the other thing I always want to talk about is I've seen on social media a lot of crazy parlays and crazy bets being put out there. You guys know the trade deadline's in a few hours. You guys know people are going to be moving and shaking. Don't have a big card today. You don't want to sit there with a bet and then say, oh, well, now this guy's not a part of it. Just take it easy today. Take it easy. There's some advice for today. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this second inning. We call it around the bases. We'll each take a couple of games and break them down. Do you want me to start it off, or do you want to kick it off with something?
You definitely can, but I can propose an idea to you as well if you want to shake things up for the day. If you don't want to, we can do the normal 9 innings, but I think it may be fun since I'm moving into this whole space of really education in sports betting. It may be a cool idea to and we've done this before where we go down a list and rather than the whole 9 innings, just look at each game from like how you would handicap it in a way. You know what I mean? Like I think perhaps it would be um, helpful to people to see like what a process might look like in how you would approach a game.
Awesome. Let's do that another day. I'm doing my Premier League preview show
Okay,
after that, so I don't have time to talk about every
cool.
game, to be
Sounds
quite
good.
honest.
Go ahead and start then.
All right, let's run back yesterday's winner. Reds F5 team total over 1.5 runs. Why did we like it yesterday? There was a left-hander on the mound. There's another left-hander on the mound today, so we don't need to talk about the Reds' offensive production versus left-handers. We know about that from making the bet yesterday and cashing the bet. The only thing worth mentioning is in today's starter. That's the only difference. Oh, this guy just faced the Reds 5 days ago and got absolutely rocked. It's an absolute no-brainer. Copy and paste the analysis from yesterday, put it in today's bet, and let's meet each other at the cash counter. What's the game you want to talk about, Squirrel?
Well, let's see. How about do you what game did you just win in? You just win in the Miami?
Reds and Marlins is the big game I talked about and gave out a bet.
I took Reds yesterday and that cashed, although I was sweating in the bottom of the ninth inning again. I do like Graham Ashcraft, however, and if you're saying that the Miami starter just got rocked, something I would certainly like. I don't know how the Cincinnati's doing against left-handers, if that particularly matters that much here. Money doesn't look great for the Reds, but I would certainly lean that way before going Miami.
Yeah, same thing as yesterday. Whenever you back that Reds on a full game money line, just being for a sweat late innings. That bullpen is absolutely atrocious. They got it done yesterday, but yeah, you were definitely sweating late innings. Let's move it over down to the Dodgers and Giants. What about that Dodgers F5 team total over 1.5? And that did not stutter. 1.5? Are you absolutely kidding me? It's a top 10 offense versus left-handed pitching. Top 10 offense versus left-handed pitching. And you're throwing Alex Wood on the mound, who's faced the Dodgers twice this season, and this bet has cashed in both of those starts. And I went back and looked it up and said, were the Dodgers a top 10 offense during those times versus left-handed pitching? And they weren't. This bet has cashed twice, and the Dodgers are better right now than what they were those two previous occasions versus left-handed pitching. What? 1.5 runs? Like, are you kidding me? Dodgers offense? Yeah. Sign me up and throw the mortgage on that one.
I think I had mentioned this yesterday. I want to say it was around maybe minus 110 yesterday, minus 115. It's minus 120 now, and I would still grab it. Spencer Strider, go ahead and take the Atlanta Braves at home. You don't need to know much about this one other than the Braves are at home, and there's a massive starting pitcher discrepancy at the very least. I think besides Nick Nelson being listed here, the primary pitcher, the next one that was going to come in was that Appleton or something along those lines. What was his name? Appel. Mark Appel, which was the 31-year-old slappy we had talked about yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
All right, let's shut up and give these guys some pitching props. I've got one. Let's stay with that game that you were mentioning there. What about Spencer Strider? This may be tough for for everybody to hear.
Absolutely.
Under 7.5 Ks at minus 120. The line's moving in the right direction. Opened at minus 112. It's now at minus 120. You can get some other books. You can get it already up to minus 150 at one book, minus 135 at another book. Why does everybody like it? Well, probably because of the same reason that I like hitter familiarity. Just went up against these Phillies in his last start. Only got 6 strikeouts. So you're asking him to be 2 better strikeouts. Can he do it? This guy's obviously got some pretty good stuff. We know it. We've talked about him a lot this season, but I think that's a big, tall ask for him to come back 5 days later and be better. Not better, but like 2 strikeouts better. Tough for me. So I like Spencer Strider to have under 7.5 strikeouts at minus 120. What about Zach Gallen? We've been targeting Cleveland Guardians opposing starting pitcher because the Guardians just don't strike out a ton. And Zach Gallen has gone over 4.5 strikeouts in his game log, but he hasn't faced these Guardians team, and they get the opposing pitcher to stay under their pitching prop more times than not. Is he talking about Zach Gallen, not a power guy, not trying to blow it by you, not fancy stuff? I like him to stay under 4.5 Ks at minus 125. Did you have any pitching props?
You know who I really do like as a pitcher, and I don't know the game log off the top of my head, but I do have interest in Logan Gilbert. I definitely like. Now it's scary to go against the Yankees. That's the problem here. But I definitely do like him as a pitcher. I don't know. Would you go over or under 4.5? It's juiced to the over 4.5, but I don't know if he's necessarily a strikeout pitcher. I just think he does really well, though. He gets a lot of guys to swing and miss.
Yeah, just the Yankees in the last month have really calmed down on their strikeouts. We've been you look at this thing every 10 days, and for like the last month, they just sit middle of the table. They no longer bubble up in the top 10 in the MLB where they generally sit. So obviously they've got the second best batting average versus right-handers. So that's a tough one for me to get behind.
2 games I'm going to slide in here because of the starting pitching. Not that I have props on them, but a thing to do is look at the totals. At least I certainly would, between the Orioles and the Rangers being Spencer Howard and Jordan Lyles. I would expect them to get hit, so therefore resulting in runs. Another game that I would look at for starting pitching is going to be, once again, I took the over 9 yesterday in the Royals and the White Sox. I would look there again because Brad Keller did not start. It ended up being Daniel Lynch, I believe it was. And now you get Lucas Giolito against the Brad Keller that should have been playing yesterday. So 2 games that I would look towards overs for. If you want to do something with a prop there that includes them getting hit, if you like to fade any one of those particularly, I would look there in those 2 games.
Cool. I actually thought that was a really tough beat yesterday when the Royals made a pitching change from Brad Keller to Daniel Lynch. Look, I liked that bet, or you liked it yesterday. I didn't have it on my card, but people liked it because the White Sox are hot versus the right-handed pitching. That's not the case. I know everybody says the White Sox crush left-handed pitching, but that crushing left-handed pitching, like they are right-handers right now. That was a bad pitching change if you were on that over and you got burned. Tough stuff right there. Happens in MLB. You'll have those go your way over the course of 162 games and go against you. It unfortunately went against you. Let's go ahead and move it to 4th inning. We call it long shots. What dog do you have today that can go ahead and pull off a win?
I definitely do have one. Let me see here. Let me see.
Do we have the same one? Do we have the same one? Let's see.
Probably. Let's see. Mine was.
I've got
I'm
two.
totally
I've
blanking.
got two.
Give me a sec. I'm totally blanking on what it was.
Okay.
Dude, I have one.
I got two.
I think I would take a chance on the Mariners. I would take a chance on the Reds. So those are two.
God, I saw the
Uh,
Mariners be a popular play yesterday. People not realize the
I did
Mariners
too.
second worst batting average versus right-handers. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I
But
didn't take it yesterday. I heard a lot of people were on it yesterday, but I would entertain it more so today. So I think I'll go with the Reds at a plus 115 with Graham Ashcraft, who I think is an excellent pitcher, really. And maybe that is the better one to take. But I would look into the Mariners with Logan Gilbert at least.
okay, I kind of agree with you on the Reds. I'm going to throw that one out when they're in a good spot. They're in a good spot today, but if you want to sweat late innings with that bullpen, that's on you. That one didn't get my money. Which bet long shot kind of got my money, and I'll reveal it in my official bets, is the Athletics. The Athletics, we've targeted the Angels a few times this season against left-handed pitching. They sit dead last versus left-handed pitching, where they've generally sat all season long. They're only hitting 163. Meanwhile, for the Oakland Athletics, they have the 10th best batting average right now versus right-handers. Syndergaard versus Cole Irvin. I'll take that matchup all day long. I'll reveal it in my official bets how I'm going to play it, but I think your Oakland Athletics at plus 106 today is your best dog on the board, and you might get Ohtani traded. I don't know. They're fielding offers. I don't think that actually happens, but maybe the Angels send out some of their best players to go ahead and kickstart that rebuild that's been rebuilding for, I don't know, too long right now if you're an Angels fan. Let's go ahead and move it to the fifth inning. We call it keep swinging. You got any hitting props?
Are you on anyone going against Chris Archer today from Detroit at
Yeah.
all?
Yeah. Same game
Yeah.
parlay. Just tell the people the same game parlay it, man.
Okay. Is it going to be Scope, Baez, or Cabrera? Because those are the top three. And I think Baez hitting a 500 against Chris Archer. Um,
Yeah.
Not too bad. So
Yeah.
I guess that's where you look for.
I'll piggyback on your comment. I do like Javi Baez. 9 for 17, 529 off Chris Archer. I'm going to parlay him with Ian Happ. We've been really successful here in the fifth inning. Yesterday we did get another cash, albeit the profit was cut dramatically down when Alex Bregman got scratched, but we've been hot in the fifth inning. I like Javi Baez of the Detroit Tigers. I'm going to parlay him with Ian Happ of the Chicago Cubs. Plus 121 is the parlay for both of those guys to at least get one hit. If you're looking for guys that can hit the home run, I know it's a popular question, and I see the questions rolling in, and of course we'll get to all of them here in a second. You've got Happ and Scope, I think, are your two best guys that hit a home run. Scope has 6 home runs off Chris Archer, and Ian Happ has 4 off Adam Wainwright. So I think those two guys could be the ones to get it home right. And we got that right yesterday because I said take Pete Alonso. I know I said throw in J.D. Davis, but I also did mention Pete Alonso. So if you'd have bet them both, you'd have turned a nice little profit. Let's move it to sixth inning. We call it It's a Steal. You got anything on the board that you just had to bet today?
I think there's a lot of things I'm going to bet. I haven't necessarily gotten there, but hey, since everything's for free now anyway, I will be giving out all of my stuff on Twitter and on my website at hockeysquirrel.com. Also, my Facebook group. If you just joined us halfway through, definitely join the Facebook group. It is where I do most of my stuff, where I give out videos, where I give out the plays and interact the most with followers. So all of that will come. I think for sure I'm going to bet the Braves with Spencer Strider at a minus 120. And I know home favorites are not generally where we take run lines, but I don't know Nick Nelson. I'm not familiar with whoever Appel is, Mark Appel, Mike Appel, whatever his name was, Mark Appel. You seem to know Mark Appel a little bit better than I do, but Spencer Strider is just absolutely like there are certain pitchers that I will find, and Alcantara being one of them, Strider being another one. Yeah, I mean, just where they're absolutely top tier. Martin Perez as well. Just guys that they cash and they do very well in the starting, like the quality start statistic, where they're not allowing very much at all from the opponent. I would expect that here from Strider.
All right, let's go Atlanta Braves. I've got a NRFI for you guys here in the sixth inning. I love this NRFI. Holy cow, do I love it. It's Diamondbacks Guardians. and it comes in at minus 115. Zach Gallen on the mound in 19 starts. He's only allowed 3 runs. 3 runs, and 2 of them came on the home run. 10 hits. 10 hits and 21 Ks. Those are outstanding. Best of the league at this point of the season. And McKenzie's on the mound there for the Guardians. 18 starts, only 5 runs and 3 home runs and 16 Ks. So you can see with both of those guys, basically if we avoid the home run, the long ball, we'll get a nice cash right here. These 2 teams rank 10th and 22nd in terms of runs scored in the first inning, but the Guardians are 10th, and they haven't scored in their last 3. Zach Gallen again today. Just really been outstanding in the first inning. So I think it's the best NRFI of the day, and I didn't think it was close. That one I did bet. I'll reveal it in my official bets at the end, but yeah, that one got my money. It's not just a lean. Let's move it to the 7th inning. Give these guys our best bet of the day. We call it coming to a stretch. What's your best bet today, Squirrel?
Let's see. I will say, I mean, if it's not already going to be, the Braves. I think best bet though, and I can't say Cincinnati as an underdog. Boy,
just don't.
You might be one of these.
I saw somebody give out the Nationals today. Don't do that. Don't give out the Nationals today. Don't be.
It might be one of these overs as well though. Over under 8.5 between Baltimore, Texas, and the Royals and White Sox. I think it might be rooting for runs in one of those games if it's not going to be the Braves. Really. Let me check the money on these, and you give out yours, and I'll circle back to that.
Okay, on a small slate to me, at least on a day when I preach you should be cautious with the trade deadline. I don't have a ton of bets today. Dodgers F5 team total. Again, what is that number doing at 1.5? It should be at 2.5 at plus money, not at 1.5. I don't get it. So, yeah, easily the best bet of the day. So, don't even have to think twice. 8th inning, we call it a double play. We try and give you guys a parlay today. What parlay did you want to go ahead and make today, Squirrel?
Well, just to circle back, the better of the two, at least in terms of money distribution, is going to be the Kansas City Royals and the White Sox, with getting about 30% of bets, 80% of money on the over 8.5 between Brad Keller and Lucas Giolito, just to finish that one off. So I guess I'll call that better of the two, just from that standpoint anyway.
Okay.
In terms of actual parlay, I don't know, man. Let's see. I guess I could take a Braves money line and put that with a what? I have some stuff on the Houston Astros. I haven't looked too hard into the game. Is that a game that you like or would consider?
Yeah, actually, a question just came in on the Astros. They have more advantages today than they had yesterday. Obviously, it didn't work out for them yesterday, but yeah, it's a better spot for them today.
So I'm looking at 2 systems just to help you guys here. I have 2 systems, one at 67.5% on the money line for the Astros, and one at 68.8%. And that is long-term, one of them since 2004, and the other one since, well, I think basically the same thing. I mean, it's some like crazy. I mean, there's like 1,600 games in there. So if you're hitting 68% with like 1,600 games in the actual pool of I don't know, what do you call that? Like a what are the words I'm looking for? You know what I'm saying? The sample size. That's what I'm looking for. Sample size is huge, and that's what you want. I mean, if you can drive a high statistical win rate off of a large sample size, then you're doing very well. That ROI would be 4.6%, and since I guess probably like 2004, you would be up $15,500 on $100 bets.
Wow. Okay, good stuff right there. My double play of today is going to be Yankees and Mets, and you can get that at plus 114. Yankees and Mets. Kind of touched about Seattle when you brought them up. I mean, this 29th in batting average versus right-handers, struggled yesterday. A better starter on the mound today in Tyon versus from a numbers perspective. And for the Mets, I'm not sure who the Nationals going to have come first pitch, but it sounds like if you're on Twitter, they're calling up minor leaguers, and they're calling up bunches of them. They're not going to have Soto. They're not going to have Bell. They're not going to have some of their guys. So Yankees Mets is a no-brainer. If you want to throw on Brewers because Corbin Burns is on the mound, you can get it from plus 114 to plus 200. I don't like that they traded Hader. You still do have Devin Williams, but the game got a little bit longer from them. Those two guys could shorten the game. Brewers got I just don't like them losing Hader, but I would just really keep it simple. Give me New York and New York at plus 114. Let's go ahead and give these guys all of our official bets. Then let's hit the questions, and then let's hit the rapid fire at the end where we'll talk about all these games. You can see what I'm on. I'm on two F5 team totals. Reds and Dodgers are both over 1.5. I like that NRFI and Diamondbacks Guardians. Love that NRFI right there. I am going to go ahead and back Ian Happen and Javi Baez to get one hit. Love that hit parlay, what they've been doing against the starters. So give me that at plus 121. And Athletics, that's how I'm going to play my best dog of the day. I don't want this bullpen. They traded their closer to the New York Yankees. Yeah, I don't want any part of that Athletics bullpen, but Cole Irvin should shut down the worst hitting team versus left-handed pitching. Again, mention the Athletics, how they're strong versus right-handers right now. Athletics money line, plus 107, two-way line. What do you want to give out for the people, and then let's hit these questions.
Yep, so I'm going to go ahead and do the over 8.5 in the Royals White Sox. I will give out the over 8.5 in the Orioles and Rangers and say the Braves on the run line minus 120. I'll throw on there the Reds money line as well at plus 115. So that'd be 4 bets. We'll go Reds money line, Braves run line, and then the over in Orioles Rangers, over Royals White Sox. That's 4.
Don't be scared of that. I actually left off. Let me go to Twitter. I actually think I left off another play. Didn't I bet the Orioles F5 team total last night and tweet it out? Let me see. Yeah, I tweeted that out last night.
That's probably asleep.
I got to add that. Orioles F5 team total over 2.5 at plus 135. That's a bet. Look, who's that starter on the mound? What's his name? Oh, yeah, Spencer Howard. They rocked him not too long ago. They get him again. Don't care that they traded Trey Mancini because the fact is, well, I mean, I care. It's not ideal to trade Trey Mancini. But the fact is they didn't have him last night when they got a whole lot of runs last night. That team is still fighting. They're still competing. So, actually, Orioles is one that I've got added. Plus 135 over 2.5. Again, they just rocked Spencer Howard on July 5th. All right, let's scroll up and hit these questions here. A bunch of people saying, what up? What's on, everybody? We got a 4-legged parlay here from the Puppet. You got Dodgers, Cardinals, Brewers, Padres. If you're talking Padres game 1, I'm on board. Darius saying baseball has been brutal. Yeah, welcome to the channel, man. Let's tail our picks. I'm 39 units to the good so far in 2022. What's going on, Thad? I answered that question there. Alex says, any good dogs for today? We've gotten to that one. Brian says, how do you feel about the Mets F5 over? Don't like it because it's a bullpen day for the Nationals. You have no idea how long the starter is going to go. If he's doing good, they'll run him out there for maybe 3-4 innings. If they just have the game plan of he's going to be a bullpen arm, maybe you only see him for an inning or two. You know how.
Hey, you know what I think we should do today?
What's that?
I think we should bet the Nationals. What do you think?
Everything on the Mets. Put everything on the Mets. They're not literally. They won't have Soto. They won't have Bell. Daniel says, "Is he on the Rays?" He's asking a question. Rays with a question mark. You got Gossman versus Rasmussen. Nah, I'm not going up against the Jays offense. I'll find a better team to bet. Good luck on that one, Daniel. Hunter says, if Joey Galloway's in the lineup, take Gilbert's over on his Ks. Gotta like that. Alex thinks the Phillies are a live dog. They got the second best batting average right now versus right-handers. They just saw Strider 5 days ago. They got the third best batting average right now versus right-handers. Just looked it up. I like what Alex is thinking. Not going to bet it, but I like his train of thought. We've got a question about Padres money line game 1 and Astros money line. Yep, like that. How do you think DeGrom is going to do today, says Thaddeus? It all comes down to his nerves. If he's only going to have a hiccup in the first inning. If DeGrom is a clean first inning, he's going to have a clean first through however long they decide to leave him out there. Maybe he has a pitch count, coming back from the injury list. You don't know how long he's going to stay out there. But if he gets through a clean first inning, he's going to mow through a depleted Nationals lineup once they sell off all their assets today. So I don't really worry about DeGrom. That's the reason why I'm not betting the NRFI. Maybe he comes out and he's got butterflies. It's his season debut. So stay off the NRFI for me, but love everything else about the Mets.
What I started doing?
What's this?
Just to kind of let everybody know, I guess, what my next endeavor is going to be is I've been getting into something called logistic regression, and I've been trying to do that um, inside of like a data science format, right? So I've been using Python to try to use logistic regression to build some sort of new data model, and that should be able to be used for really any sport. But I think we're falling into this idea that we're looking at historical trends, comparing them, right? Like yesterday, I had a couple people message me and say, "Oh, like this starting pitcher is 2-6 in his last 8 starts," and I'm like, "So what about that?" Because every single game is a new thing to analyze. I mean, it doesn't really matter what he did back there against the Dodgers when today he's going against the Pirates, right? Um, so I want to try to predict things based on calculation more than comparing what happened in a game log from the.
Yeah.
So that's the next thing I'm getting into. And when I learn about it, I would like to teach you about it.
Well, a good thing to piggyback up on that is you mentioned this guy who was 2 for 6. When you handicap, let's say you've got 10 things that matter and you're handicapping, you're not going to find a bet that's going to hit on all 10 out of 10. If you get 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10, then you make the
Right.
evaluation. How strong are these 6 out of 10 things versus the 3 weaknesses that they have against today's opponent, and what's the price that the sportsbook's offering me, and do I think that's a good play? And then you make your decision based off that.
Exactly.
Cool.
And that's that expectation versus the implied probability, right? If your expected value is higher than the implied probability you're getting at a sports book, it becomes a positive expected value. Or this is where the idea of EV plays comes from. EV
Right.
plays comes from a little bit different spot where people are really trying to beat what's called the no vig line. You're trying to beat the vigorish and stack the odds more so in your favor. If you consistently do that, though, do be careful because the books are now writing algorithms to spot people who only play positive EV, which is insane. They don't, they cater to losing customers. If you win at a sports book, they don't want you as a customer. Bottom line.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and you should know this. You already saw this. You in your $85,000 series, your $10 to 85 grand. They stopped you at 20,000.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. There was
They
actually they
saw you were
passed.
winning. They got scared. They don't want that.
Yeah, they passed legislation here in Illinois that after it launched here in Illinois, people were getting cut off, and they were like, "You can't limit people just because they're winning. Like, find a new strategy, but you're not limiting our customers." They passed legislation here, or it's in the Senate and the House. Hasn't quite passed, but the bill is being written.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's excellent.
All right, let's get back to these questions. We've got Alex says, "Oh, DeGrom should be on a pitch count." Yeah, I kind of worry about that too, Alex. Brian says you should do a space on Twitter. Let's see about that. Alex says top 3 dinger choices. I've only got 2, Alex. I just shared them. It's Ian Happ of the Cubs and Jonathan Scope there of the Tigers. Daniel says curious if how Houston bounces back. We mentioned that. They've got more advantages today than yesterday. You can blindly bet Judge to hit a home run every night. Yep. Hunter, we've answered that. Yeah, I mean, anybody can win, so I would say 1 money line and 1 hit parlay, man. I would go with that. Soto's official to the Padres, says Hunter. There you go. I don't know. I saw 2 people
Is he
this
actually?
morning. I saw 2 people this morning give out plays for the Nationals. I have no idea what those people are thinking. I mean, it's just laughable.
Padres are on the verge of
the
acquiring Juan Soto. 8 minutes
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
ago.
It's gonna happen. Get those Padres World Series bets in.
Damn. So then you're gonna have Tatis Jr. and Soto on the same team?
Tatis, is he back or is he still hurt? I'm not sure if he's back.
No, I'm saying like eventually, right? I mean, he's not leaving the Padres.
Oh no, he's not leaving. Yeah, they'll be on the same
Like
team.
when he comes back, like someday you're going to have Soto and you're gonna have Tatis on the same team. Like that feels crazy.
Feels crazy. Francisco called me out. I just now see your message. Yeah, I'm still on the O's F5 team total, man. Yeah, I just forgot. Need to mix in some losses to throw off the books. Love that. Oh, Soto and Josh Bell. Oh, there you go. So now just jump on the Mets. I bet that price is what it was minus 300 before the show. What is it now? Now it's minus 330. Those people who gave out the Nationals bets, they're sweating profusely. All right, let me jump into BetUS and let's talk about all these games from an over/under, money line, and run line perspective. Appreciate all those great comments. We had a ton of them today. That was cool. That was cool. Appreciate that. And if you're just sitting back enjoying the show as well, appreciate that as well. Hit your like button. If I go ahead and pull up these odds and stuff, hit that like button. Let's go ahead and kick it off with the only day game today. It's Rockies and Padres with an over/under of 7.5. Rockies at plus 215. Padres at minus 255. I'll take the Padres. Ooh, 255.
I'll take the Padres.
I'll take over 7.5. Let's just say the Rockies had a little bit of a trip up yesterday. They're still good versus right-handers. I am expecting the Padres to really do well. That clubhouse is just going to get absolutely energized today. They brought in Josh Hader, bringing in Soto, bringing in Bell. I like the Padres today, so I'll take over 7.5 or the run line. Doesn't really matter to me. Either one.
Yeah, I would lean probably towards the over more. If the Rockies are good against right-handers, then that means they're good against everybody because we know that they're the number one offense against lefties. That team, for whatever reason, absolutely loves to crush lefties. But and Yu Darvish has had an up and down season. I mean, sometimes he's really good. Sometimes it's like, what the hell are you? What is that? Like, where's Yu Darvish, right?
Yeah, take the over.
I guess it depends. I think it depends on what Yu Darvish you're going to get today. But yeah, I would go with the over.
Reds and Marlins kick off the nightcap with an over/under of 7. Reds down to plus 115. Marlins at minus 135. I mean, I'll take the Reds on that money line, but it's like I've been saying for the last week or so. You better be in for a sweat because that bullpen's terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would back Ashcraft as the better pitcher here, despite any ERA whip, whatever, just off of the eye test, I'll call it. I like watching him pitch. I do. So, I will take the Cincinnati Reds.
All right, we got Brewers and Pirates with an over/under of 8 on BetUS. Brewers minus 255, Pirates at plus 215. I'll take Brewers on the run line as the away team. Give me Brewers on the run line.
I think I'm... Okay, I had to scroll down because I had a couple games prior to that one. Corbin Burns, Bryce Wilson, my God. Yeah, give me... And as an away favorite, yes, that's not even a question. Give me the away run line there.
Let's just skip Matt's Nationals. We've talked about that game. Nobody in their right mind is backing the Nationals today, so let's just skip that. Mariners and Yankees are up next with an over/under of 8.5. Mariners are at plus 140. Yankees are at minus 165. I'm taking the Yankees. Hot. Mariners can't hit right-handers. You saw it yesterday against Domingo Germán. The Yankees. I'll take the run line at home at plus 125. They're going to hit bombs all day long. That's what they do.
I'm going to back the Mariners here, and it's for the fact that I don't think, in terms of quality starts, Jameson Taillon is actually very good. I really don't think he is. I think he gets lucky because the Yankees just absolutely bomb, right? I mean, those offensive players, your LeMahieu, Judge, Rizzo, the whole nine. I mean, from top to bottom, it's a disgusting roster. But I will have faith in Logan Gilbert. The Yankees have dropped some kind of embarrassing games to teams they should not have lost against, being the Royals, being the Orioles, to name a few in the recency at least. I don't think that the Mariners are a pushover team. Logan Gilbert is not a pushover pitcher, by my standards at least. I'll go ahead and back him.
All right, Blue Jays and Rays with an over/under of 7 on BetUS. Blue Jays at minus 140, Rays at plus 120. I'll take over 7. Over 7.
Yeah, that's a crazy number, and it's because I don't know. I think the pitching is good. Kevin Gossman, somebody I still like. Last year was way better. I think he came from the Giants, if I'm not mistaken, right? And he had an excellent season there in San Francisco. Hasn't been exactly the same this year. Not horrible either, though. Rasmussen, pretty decent, but I don't think this is maybe like Corbin Burns situation, a DeGrom situation where I'd price it at 7. I would probably go over, but I would also say that to me, it feels closer to an even game, like a more of a coin flippy type of game, I think. So if you're looking for value, I might check into some underdog odds on the Tampa Bay Rays.
All right, Diamondbacks and Guardians with an over-under of 7.5. Diamondbacks at plus 115. Guardians at minus 135. I was on the Guardians yesterday. They have all the advantages again today. McKenzie's having an outstanding July. Holy cow. He can go toe-to-toe with Gallen. Give me the Guardians again.
This might be the spot you want to go under.
Yeah, really? I'm on the NRFI. I was going to almost give out the F5 under, but the NRFI numbers, I just love the NRFI numbers. But yeah, I was originally going to give out the F5 under.
I'll say full game under, honestly. That's what I'll do here. I'm not much of an under player. If I play a total, generally, I don't know why I think over, but this would be my spot for an under, I would think.
Phillies and Braves are up next with an over-under of 8.5. You get the Phillies at plus 200. You get the Braves at minus 240. I'm with Alex L in the comment. If I'm betting this game, I'm taking a chance on the Phillies at plus 200.
No. Wrong. Spencer Strider.
Spreader on the run line at minus 120. Tigers and Twins are up next with an over-under of 9. Tigers at plus 160. Twins at minus 190. I'm taking a stab at the over 9. Over 9. Tigers have great numbers against Archer. I obviously expect the Twins to always hit. They're generally a good hitting team. So, yeah, over
9. 15-mile-an-hour wind right to left. Holy hell. It's not that windy here. I'm pretty close. I am pretty close to this field today. It is not that windy. Maybe by tonight it will be, but it is hot. It is hot here. Very, very warm. It's like 95 degrees, something like that. And here that means a lot of humidity. So that would help contribute to your over there if you're thinking that, you're leaning that way. Mm-hmm. Detroit lost in miserable fashion last night in a overtime. They walked off with Minnesota walked off with the game, I think, with a 2-run homer in like the bottom of the 10th. Yeah. With the familiarity though, it might be worth like not a full unit play on Detroit. Otherwise, I guess I'd play the over with you.
Play the over. Cubs and Cardinals are up next with an over-under of 8.5. Cubs plus 150. Cardinals minus 175. I'll just kind of reiterate what I said at the top of the show in quick hits. There's going to be moving parts today. Cubs are going to be getting rid of Contreras and maybe possibly another piece. Be cautious with this one. To me, it's Cardinals run line all day long.
Absolutely. And I like Wainwright a lot as well, despite statistics or anything like that. How I was feeling about Graham Ashcraft. When you watch the player, there's something to be said about, I guess, the eye test, right? About watching the games gives you a whole nother perspective on it, because otherwise these guys just become names and numbers. If you don't watch the games and see how they actually perform, what their issues are, right? That is a massive leg up for me in hockey, is that I have such a passion for the game of hockey. I watch every game I can get my hands on, and that leads to knowing about the chemistry between the players and the passing and how they shoot, where they stand. And, even the physicality of it, really, it is a lot that is immeasurable, things that you're not seeing in statistics. So I'll go St. Louis because of not only the trade, but also Wainwright. But, watching games is a good way to kind of know what's going on, obviously. But I know it sounds obvious, but I think a lot of people just don't do it.
Yeah. All right, Orioles and Rangers up next with an over-under of 8.5. Orioles at plus 105. Rangers at minus 125. I would back the Orioles. They traded their all-star closer. Boy, 3 games out, and they have given up on the season. Tough stuff right there if you're an Orioles. But they didn't care last night. They still came out and produced. I like the Orioles again today at plus 105.
I'm on the over there. And for the next one, if the next one for you is the Kansas City Royals and the White Sox, I'm on the over for both of those games.
All right, we'll skip that game. Red Sox and Astros are up next with an over-under of 8 on BetUS. Red Sox plus 165. Astros minus 195. Heavy price there on that money line at minus 195. So for the sake of rapid fire,
it is, however,
Astros run line.
Let me really quickly put in minus 195, give you Implied odds of 66%, and I had 68 and 69 systematically, so not a huge discrepancy between your expected value and your implied. I don't like taking home teams on the run line. However, I don't know. I think I probably would here. I don't know what those systems come out at. For run line, generally they come out around 50%, so that would put you plus 100. I don't know if it just doesn't feel like it pays to take the Houston Astros actually here, straight up today. I think that's the team that wins, obviously, but you probably don't need me to tell you that when they're minus 200, right?
Exactly.
So, but statistically, like from a value perspective, I think it's either so thin or just really pretty non-existent to actually back the Houston Astros with your money.
All right, 3 games to go, and then I've got 2 programming notes to share with everybody. Let's do Angels and Athletics first with an over-under of 7.5. Athletics plus 105. Angels minus 125. I'm sticking with my long shot. Love the Athletics today. Plus 105. Give it to me.
I would too, and reason being, if you watched in the last couple starts Noah Syndergaard, oh my God, he sucks. He was horrible. He's walked so many, can't hit the strike zone. Dude, I just found it hilarious the last game because they were all Thor. they had his little
his
like
nickname.
game introduction and his long like Fabio hair or whatever, and yeah, dude, I cannot get behind Syndergaard anymore. So give me Cole Irvin, give me the Athletics. That was disgusting watching that guy last couple times.
Dodgers and Giants over under of 8. Dodgers minus 140. Giants plus 120. Dodgers minus 140. Starter bullpen offense advantage. No brainer. Dodgers minus 140.
Yeah, seems like a short price for everything you're getting and the domination you just saw yesterday. I would definitely back them as well. I don't know. Seems like it's not priced high enough.
Last game of the night, it's Rockies Padres over under of 8.5. Rockies plus 155. Padres minus 180. I know Jose Urena is absolutely terrible. He's the Rockies starter. I have no idea who this Padres starter is, so I'll just go over 8.5 and assume that guy's trash without really looking it up. But I don't really know. Never heard of him. I'll go over 8.5.
Yeah. So I think that puts you on the over for both of those games, doesn't it? Game 1 and 2.
Yeah,
it does. Talked about you, Darvish. So yeah. All right. I can get with that.
Sweet. Let's again, guys. Appreciate everybody. Fantastic comments today. Have just been really good stuff. 2 programming notes to go ahead and share with you guys. One is about payoff pitch. No show tomorrow. No show Thursday. My family is hitting the road or going to Kalamazoo, Michigan, to see my dad. Haven't seen him since this whole COVID thing, and we're meeting up in Kalamazoo. I don't know how we picked Kalamazoo, but it ended up happening. So, anyways, can't pull off a show Wednesday or Thursday. Won't be in town, so we'll see you guys again next on Friday. Anybody who's watching this broadcast, if you like soccer, if you like the Premier League, immediately, Matt is joining me right here on this channel. We're going to talk about the entire Premier League season in a matter of minutes. So if you like soccer, you like the Premier League, I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Otherwise, good luck on your bets on this on Tuesday, and we'll see you guys here on Friday on the payoff pitch. Have a good one, guys.
Cool. And head over and check out the Facebook group for Hockey Squirrel Sports Betting, where I'll be doing all of my stuff for free still Wednesday and Thursday, even though Jason won't be around. I'll be posting all my plays on Twitter, hockeysquirrel.com, on my website. Anywhere else you can find me, TikTok, the whole 9 yards. I'll have all my plays on all of those platforms for the following next couple days here.
Yeah, I'll be betting too, of course, when I'm in Michigan. So be looking for those on Twitter. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you.
Yeah.